Ben.
Sorry.
Did you have fucking mic? You got a new mic, and it's just like I don't know what to do with my hands or what.
My hands are confused.
But I like it though. It's a condenser. Did you feel how soft the fucking?
I did. I put my mouth around it.
Yeah, it's so. So fun fact about this mic is, I mean, you know, music and audio, so you know, Shure is like one of the top of the notch mics.
Yeah.
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away when I smoked, my fucking cherry of my cigarette hit my fucking
Oh, it burnt it.
and put a fucking hole. And now I'm just like, I want a new boom cover. I found a lime green one that I'm probably gonna get. It's like $9.
Did your old car have like cigarette burns in the seats?
No, surprisingly, it didn't.
Surprisingly, but you got it in your microphone.
Yeah, absolutely. I did have a burn on my, what's it called? Where the doors open, the fucking like door frame thing.
Yeah.
I'd go to like ash my cigarette out the window
and
just fucking hit the top and just.
Yeah.
That's the only place I had burns. Like I didn't have anything on my seats. How's it going, buddy? How's things? Went to your show last night.
yeah.
I was fangirling the whole time sitting in the back.
I saw you had big heart eyes.
I did.
And you were staring at me and me only.
Just like the ooh blushy.
You weren't even looking at anybody else in the band. You were
No.
just looking at me like.
Sitting like this the whole time. No, you guys played really fucking good though.
It was an okay show.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
This
is what happens when bands don't practice. They mess up. Each song, a different member messes up.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Nah, it was, I mean, I enjoyed it though, man. Like, you know me, I'm not a big bar person.
I'm not a bar person either. I don't socialize at bars. I don't go to bars.
Yeah.
I kind of, if I'm at a bar, I'm just kind of in a corner just staring at my phone or
Yeah. People watching.
With the only people that I consider in my circle.
Right. And like that's what Kayla and I talked about last night, you know, we're like it's nice because I was there for obviously to support your band, but mainly you and only you. And like it was nice seeing I don't know, do you want to say names of your band members?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it was good seeing AJ, it was finally good meeting Joey.
Yeah.
And like I've met Zarek, but like he didn't say hi. He just kind of like side-eyed me the whole time.
He's the most social person out there, but don't let him fool you. He's full of anxiety the entire time.
Yeah.
He'll come up to us after talking to a group of people. Oh my god, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. I'm scared.
Yeah. I saw him last night. He's like, oh, it's past my bedtime. It's like, bro, it's fucking 10:15.
Yeah, I don't know
dude.
what he's talking about. He's always up until like 2, 3 a.m., even on a work night.
That's wild.
Yeah. He shows up to work at like
11 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Well, yeah, because
every day.
Corey the one day got a Snapchat from him. I had to get my juice. I got this new juice chat. It's called Iced Red, White, and Berry. It tastes just like a fucking bomb pop.
Just like a bomb
Identical to a bomb pop.
Let me try it.
I need something to... This is the only downfall with this tank. It's like, I gotta use the most ghetto shit to open up the fucking side piece.
That was burnt.
Yeah, so I was putting juice in it.
Why'd you let me try it?
You just grabbed it. Yeah, that I can smell it. That smells very
That's the worst part about vaping is like getting that burnt oil taste. It makes you never want to vape again. You're like, oh, I'm gonna quit. Screw this.
It's like the time too that I hit my vape at 200 watts when my coil could only handle 80, and I just swallowed straight Fireball.
Yeah,
It
makes you want to vomit. You actually like almost.
Yeah, it's
vomit.
so bad. Hello? So we're gonna do things, I wouldn't say a little bit different, but like we kind of briefly talked throughout the week. Think we need to have like a mental health episode and just kind of sit and talk and vent about, you know, shit that's weighing on us, and not necessarily like not in our personal lives, but things on the outside that are kind of affecting us. mentally. The big one for me is just like the fucking state of living right now, dude, is so bad. It's like inflation's crazy. The cost of living just keeps getting considerably worse and worse as it goes on. It's like 1 minute we're like, oh, sweet, I have X amount of dollars left over to last me 2 weeks. And then the next week hits and it's like, I have $50 to last me until next fucking pay period. It's like, granted, all my bills are paid. I have a roof over my head. I have food in the house. But it's like,
But it's like all that money is going towards surviving.
right.
And then to treat yourself, you have $50 left over.
Yeah.
You know, that's day to day or week to week basis for everybody, I feel like.
And even then, it's like that $50 that I have to last me that 2 weeks, it's like that goes to gas.
Yeah.
To get to and from work.
Yeah, especially when you drive a BMW.
I get 26, 28 miles. So, like, it's good on gas.
I drive a Subaru WRX, and I get, like, 22 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
It costs, like, $60 to fill it up, and I have to use premium gas.
Yep.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
I'm going to sell. If anyone wants to buy it, I will sell it. I'll just walk. It's not worth it. They said get a sports car because they're fun. It's not worth it.
I'll get a fucking pedal bike and just bike everywhere. I'm gonna have calves
not-
the size of
I'm not a
fucking-
clout chaser. I just want to be happy.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't give a fuck anymore. But it's like and gas for us right now, like, it keeps going up. It went up another 10 cents. Like, we're almost at $4 again.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately it's how our economy is right now.
It's
And
going to get worse too because we have the elections that are coming up in November, and it's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit $5 by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's when the riots will start.
Yeah. But we need to do what France does and just start a revolution against the fucking government.
This is why, like, and a lot of people have a different take on it, is for me, it feels like the electrification of vehicles, when the idea was first pitched and, you know, Tesla did it, like, everyone made fun of it. But, I mean, now I feel like we're at a point where, especially with the gas prices, I feel like the electrification of vehicles makes sense. But right now, I feel like hybrids make more sense than just going full on electric, because I feel like we don't know enough. You know, look at Teslas. Overcharging them, they blow up. You know, how many news reports have we seen about a Tesla catching fire in a parking lot?
You want to know something crazy? Which direction are we? Down that way? On the next section over, there was a house that caught fire because their electric vehicle in their garage went.
Yeah. So not only did they lose their car, they lost their freaking life.
Yeah.
You know?
The sad thing is their one son is handicapped, like, severely. And it scares me that, like, did it happen when they were home and, like, you know, did he make it out okay? Like, that's a fear of mine that I have, is like, because delivering around this area, there's another lady I talked to that lost her kid in a fire that was also handicapped. So it's like,
Moment of silence.
that's because I had it muted. I'm sorry. But
Your mic was muted
yeah,
this entire time?
I think so. It wouldn't be dysfunctional if it wasn't a fuck up. Anyway, but yeah, like, it just, electric cars are cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think you're right. I think the hybrid thing's a little bit better off because it's like you don't have to put as much gas in your car until that electric side kind of kicks in and takes over. But I don't know, man. Like, my mental state as of late has been so fucked between the state of the world and feeling like I'm getting literally nowhere.
And not only that, it has an effect on, like, friendships, relationships, and, like, you're so caught up in your mental health that it's almost like, you know, there are people out there that will kind of take your distance personally when in reality it's like you need that isolation to help resolve whatever's going on up here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a constant battle for everybody. There's people out there that'll say like, "Oh, like you're just overreacting, you're fine." You know, like we're struggling, but you got to make ends meet. And it's like, yeah, but like this is an all the time thing. You know, every job that you have to get around here, you have to have a degree for. And I can't afford a degree. I can't, like, if I do that, I would have to get more jobs. I would have to work like 3 jobs to afford a degree with the current state of debt that I'm in right now, you
Yeah.
know?
I was talking to Kayla about that. Like, I'm in the midst right now of looking for something else. Like, I'm not actively searching, but I'm kind of weighing out options to see what I would do or where I would go. Because all my background is retail management and driving. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like I went to college for like a year and a half, didn't finish because it wasn't for me. So it's like that little bit of a degree that I have isn't going to be enough because I don't have that actual paper that was like, yo, you paid fucking 40 grand to go to school for 4 years to just enter in this job field at a mediocre wage. Like, I was telling Kayla about that the other day. Like, as delivery drivers, we make way more than people straight out of school
Yeah.
as an entry level job. And like, I feel like our job is a little bit more demanding physically, mentally, because not only do we have to remember addresses to where people live, we also have to remember how to get there. We also have to remember like signature or first and last names for customers that we deal in a business wise. Handle and maneuver this giant fucking truck that doesn't require a CDL, but yet you can go to school for 4 years, sit behind a computer as an IT person, and not make nearly as much as what.
Well, yeah, it's like to start out, it's like 15 an hour, 16. It's like, why am I going to school with this massive amount of debt and then going into this field where I'm only going to make like 14, 15, which is like less than entry level?
Yeah.
What is the point? You know, that's why no one goes to freaking college. Everybody I know, all my friends, they either went to college and dropped out, they went to college and changed their major and then dropped out anyway. And the people that did finish college aren't even in that field. They're paying off their student debt and working a job that has no relation to what they went to school for.
Well, look at
Like my brother, for instance, he went for performing arts. He wanted to go be a stand up comedian and work his way into the acting field, which, like, yeah, that's like not like a, I don't consider that a real degree, but like he hasn't been able to go explore that and have fun with it because once he realized the cost of living, he was like, "There's, I can't just be homeless chasing my dream.
Yeah.
I got to do something." And now he has a kid, and now he's paying off his student loans and working as a restaurant manager because that's the only entry level thing he could get into and make enough money to make a living, take care of his kid, and it's this story is so comparable to so many people, you know, and it sucks.
let's like look at Joey. You know, dude went to school for fucking art, and he's an engineer now. He didn't even go to school for it.
Yep.
And I was talking to one of my customers the other day about it, and they were just like, you know, I went to school, I have 3 degrees, and I was like, why? She's like, well, most of my degrees are in human resources or human services.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sitting here as a fucking receiver for a wireless company that does IT work and shit. And it's like, I just, the government is slowly driving everybody insane. If you don't have 7 zeros in your bank account, it's like, who are you? What are you? You're a nobody, right? Because like, I was looking at a statistic the other day. If you have at least 1 cent in your bank account in the positives, you're within like, it's some crazy like top 5, top 10% of the wealthiest people in the world. That's how many people are in the negative and like constantly in the negative. And like, I think about that. I'm like, you know what? I may only have $200 to last me for the next 2 weeks. but I have a roof over my head. My bills are paid. I have food in the house. And unfortunately, there's some people out there that have none of that and have hundreds of $1,000s in debt, but they're sleeping on the fucking street every night. It's like that fucks me up more than even thinking about my own life, because it's like, you know, we sit here and we're like, oh, we have those first world problems of, you know, my car won't start, or they didn't make my Starbucks coffee right. It's like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah. And like a lot of people's solution is, oh, well, it sounds like you're just living in the wrong area. Why don't you just move out to this state, a completely different state, and start over, and you're going to realize how quickly like things can be better. And like how are you just going to drop everything that you have here, move out to a completely different state that you know nothing about? Even if you do your research, you don't 100% know what it's like because you don't live there.
Yeah.
You move there with what? Your car and a few belongings. Then what? Are you going to secure a place? How do you secure that place? Your new job. Like, are you going to get a job that you're going to like out there? What if you get the job and it's not something for you? Then what? You know, everybody is stuck. Everybody feels stuck. And there's not much we can really do about it. I mean, people are saying there are things we can do about it, but what? What can we do? We're stuck where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And with the economy being the way it is, it's going to be like that for a while.
Yeah.
But then again, look at the track record of America. The charts of the economy is just like that, and then it's like this, and it's steady for a little bit, and it drops, and then it goes skyrockets. Usually because of a war, but let's hope that we don't have a war.
I mean, eventually, I will say eventually we'll probably hit another war, but for those of you watching at a later date on YouTube when this is posted, we do these live on Twitch, so on this monitor over here, I can kind of see what's going on. So if I pull something from chat and don't respond directly to you, I forgot to put the command up that scrolls every hour, but I'll talk about if I see things that people say. But somebody in chat just said, like, degrees should be flexible to your strengths. People switch careers like 7 times in their life. And I went from retail to being a fucking delivery driver. And don't get me wrong, I like it. But it's like, I'm at the point now where it's like, where do I go from here? You know, job wise. Like, what do I do? Not going back to retail.
And especially with like COVID, you know, I mean, it's still around, but with it slowing down, basically like not being a huge concern at the moment.
Well, no, because you have fucking
Jobs.
RSV now. That's a big concern. Or all these other
Yeah.
stupid ass diseases they're coming up
Yeah.
with that are concerns.
Yeah. And like jobs were high demand when COVID was a thing. Like even if you required a degree or you required some kind of training for it, whatever, they would just hire you on the spot because they were desperate for people, you know? But now you can apply to like 30 different jobs. You might get 2 callbacks just for those 2 callbacks to tell you you're not qualified,
Yeah.
or they chose somebody with, you know, that's
A piece of fucking paper to their name.
yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of us are stuck just getting entry level, you know, and entry level is the most abusive
Yeah.
route you can go because
They just take advantage of you like crazy.
You're just another employee that will do the work for them and make them the money, and you'll get paid
Shit.
just enough to
Yeah.
survive.
But it's
For
like,
what we do, we deserve more. Honestly,
we
we're doing
should-
we're doing the same thing as UPS. We're making not even half of what they make.
significantly less.
Yeah, and that's a joke. And now, especially with FedEx merging Express with Ground, now we're going to be doing much more for what?
Less?
Less.
Well, not even less. Much more for
And it's
the
like
same amount.
and it's like all of us knowing what is about to come are like, "Oh, screw this. Let's find something else." What else?
But
That's the scary thing.
like
'Cause
I
now we're
talked
just
to
going to
you-
have to roll with the punches.
Yeah. until we finally get the shits of it, or FedEx is like, hey, sorry, we fucked up. Here's a solution.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
No.
But it's like you and I talked about last night at the show. Like, you mentioned about, because I had the genuine question, what do you think I would be good at outside of delivery stuff? And you were like, the tech side. And this is something I was talking to one of my businesses about. Like, I'm 32. I'll be 33 this year. I've been tearing apart computers and building them since I was 8 years old. So, what's that? 24 years I've been doing that stuff. And I've had technology my whole life. I'd like to say I'm pretty savvy and know my way around a computer pretty well and programs and whatever. But it's like I can sit here and show these guys until I'm blue in the face that I can do better than what they can with a degree. And they're still like, I want that piece of paper to show that you learned this yourself and you didn't learn it by yourself. Like, that's stupid. If I'm taking the time out of my life to learn something that I'm passionate about, why do I need to go pay all this money to show you that I can do this job 10 times better than you can? Because I'd love to go into that field. I'd love to do IT or a technician of some sort for like Comcast or some, like Verizon. But again, I don't have that fucking paper that says I went through all that.
And then you can look at that with the king shit mentality, where you just start your own business and name it "You Break, I Fix." No, but seriously, you could always. I mean, I know it's like a shot in the dark, but you can start with a small business.
Yeah, and that's something I've been thinking about or have thought about, is doing a freelance IT gig. But again, it's like you have these big companies out there like Rutherford and Sullivan that do this IT shit that they've been around for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, what makes you... It's like streaming, right? It's like, what makes you stand out over all the other competition out there? It's the same way with jobs, the same way with a business.
For
like,
us, it's the way you look at me.
But it's like Kat and Kayla said, too, about them wanting to start like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's like, I would love to see that happen. But again, what makes you stand out over everybody else out there?
Right. Like, it's likely that when you build your coffee shop, you're going to be a couple blocks down from another coffee shop, and that coffee shop is a couple blocks down from the other. People are going to go to you either because it's more convenient, or people are going to go to you because you stand out.
And with them, their witchy aesthetic and their spiritual side, like, I really think that they could incorporate that into their business. And like, I've always had an idea, and I swear to God, you motherfuckers, if you take this idea, I'm suing every one of you fucks. But I had an idea for like when they did a coffee shop or a tea shop up above, having a lounge, like a gaming lounge with consoles and like essentially a nerd lounge or a safe haven for for people to come and be themselves and be with other like-minded people like themselves.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of lounges out like that. There's hookah bars. I fucking hate those places. There's actual bars. I hate those fucking places.
I've never been to a hookah bar.
There's no places. Well, there used to be a place that did that, but they got busted selling coke out of the business, so that got shut down real quick. But like, there's no places out there that I can physically go to sit and be around a bunch of nerds like me to just play games, hang out, talk, and meet new fucking people.
Yeah.
Or another idea I had was fucking opening up a lounge area and having setups like this for people. And if they want to come in and try streaming out, fucking go for it, dude. It's a place for you to come where you feel comfortable. Because a lot of the times from the people I've talked to and I've met in chat, they're like, well, I don't want to stream because, you know, I'm still at home with my parents or my girlfriend or my wife, and it feels awkward to be in a setting like this talking to essentially nothing. But it's like, that's a place that they can go and do their thing. You don't have to bring anything. You just need your username and password. I have everything else set up for you. You just have to have your Twitch account and fucking run with it, brother. You know, like that's ideas that I've had and that I've always had. But again, with the state of the world and the way things are going, when the fuck am I gonna, one, have time for it, or two, have the money to do it? It's just even buying office space with little cubicles and fucking like 4 or 5 cubicles and setting up something like that. It would be fucking cool. But again, it's just like the mental state of everything is just so fucking off. And, you know, with the whole Mercury retrograde, I'm sure you've heard about it a bunch through Kat, and I've heard about it a shit ton through Kayla. And then the full solar eclipse on Monday. Just like there's a lot of weird energies getting thrown off right now.
Yeah.
But
Mercury is definitely in Gatorade.
yeah. Not the cool blue.
No.
It's in some shitty
It's like
flavor like
probably
lemon
the yellow,
lime.
the
Yeah.
yellow one.
That's fucking gross.
Why does the yellow flavor always suck for everything?
I don't know.
Like even like the artificial like banana flavor does not taste like banana.
See the fucking
The
banana
only
Laffy
the only time
Taffy?
it tastes like banana, I hate Laffy Taffy.
The banana Laffy Taffy fucking slaps though.
I don't like Laffy Taffy at all. I don't know if it's a texture thing or what. It's gross. But like the only banana flavor that ever tastes remotely close is when it's like strawberry banana.
Yeah. Yo, that strawberry banana Trix yogurt though, as kids growing up.
Schmacking.
Yeah. Or the Go-Gurts they had with fucking strawberry banana.
Or the Crush Cups.
Crush Cups.
You never heard of that?
No.
What? Danimals?
Mm-mm.
Crush Cups?
Let me see
Look
this
that
shit.
up. I'm pretty sure it was like the Sprouse twins. Were the ones like
Danimals.
back when Sweet Life on Deck was a thing.
Crush Cup. That was fucking.
It was like what, like 2008, 2010? Maybe earlier?
There's a 30-second ad. Let's see this. What the fuck?
They were mid, I'm not gonna lie. The commercial was
What?
just funny for kids, and we were like, oh, I want to go try that, and it wasn't even.
Bro. Fucking. Get a spoon.
Someone made millions off of that. Millions.
For a cup specifically to get crushed so you can
So
suck
the
the
secret
fucking
is
yogurt
the
out.
secret's to start a business off of whatever the fuck idea you want.
Silly bands.
Right. Silly bands.
That dude's rolling in. Well, I don't know if he still is,
Probably not.
but he was rolling in that shit at one point.
Yeah. Probably had warehouses dedicated to it.
All for a rubber band that looked like a fucking eagle or a bug.
Or boobies.
Oh, they did make fucking.
They had a lot of like sexual joke ones. I got my hands on a few as a kid. We used to trade like Pokemon
I was gonna
cards.
say like fucking Pokemon cards for
like
fucking.
you have that shape, I have this shape. Whoa, I like that one. Here.
Dude, I wish.
Cool.
There's so much shit that I remember seeing growing up that was like, I wish I could have gotten my fucking hands on something like that. But again, I don't know, man. My head is just so fucked lately.
All of us, man. That's all of us.
And it's like, I don't even know. I was looking at some logistical job on Indeed today. And it's like starting out base at 70K a year. And I'm like, oh, cool. Let me read into it and look and see how it is. And it popped up and it was like, oh, this matches what you're looking for. This matches what you're looking for. I'm like, sweet. And I go to scroll down more and it's like a bachelor's degree is required. It's like, why didn't you put that in the fucking thing?
Yep.
It's like you do this stuff to get people excited and then they go to apply and you call, you interview, whatever. And they're like, oh, by the way, you don't have this degree. Fuck you.
Yep.
It's like, cool.
Cool. Let me just go spend 40K to get a piece of paper with my name on it.
Yeah, I can print out a piece of paper with my name on it and be like, hey, this
I'm
is...
pretty sure that's illegal, but
Hey, it's only illegal if you get caught. It's
well,
not.
they're gonna make phone calls.
You just make up a school. Be like, that's the school that I started myself. It's like fuck, what movie was that? South Harmon Institute of Technology. They were shitheads. I don't remember. I really don't. But did you see they updated Power World?
You told me about this.
Yeah.
You called me.
I
just to
did.
tell me about every new update.
Yeah. So let me. Bye. Have fun. I love you. Bye. From what?
Denny's?
Is that where they're going?
Yeah.
Why are our wives so fucking similar? It's scary.
Yeah.
They're just trolls. They're just goblins. They're cave trolls. But I love her. I do.
Yeah.
But
The only
it's-
difference is I didn't make the mistake of getting married. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I made the mistake the first time. This isn't a mistake though. All right, so let me see this.
It was absolutely a joke.
Did she bring her car? Have
No, we
yours?
took my car. She's taking it.
Power World update. Patch notes. Here we go. So I don't care about this fucking article. I don't. Oh my god, suck a dick. Is this it? Is this gonna show me patch notes, or is it gonna show me fucking another video?
I'm just
here we
mad.
go.
They need to add an evolution system. I think it'd be cool.
I.
But like not forced evolution. Like once
Yeah.
they hit a certain level, it'll be like you can get them, like you can evolve them whenever you want. But then again, like I feel like it should be like resource demanded.
Mhm.
You know, like you can't evolve them until you have this. Kind of like Pokemon Go with the
Yeah.
candy. Wow, Power World just still ripping off
Yeah.
Nintendo.
So they implemented a new raid boss. You can now summon raid boss pals by using slabs at the new summoning altar. This sounds culty.
That was
I think I'm
about
gonna
to, I was about
fucking
to say like
Sacrifice
like
a
Courage
pal.
the Cowardly Dog, like return the slab.
Yeah, dude, that episode freaked me the fuck
Oh,
out.
give me nightmares.
Raid boss pals summoned by slabs are very powerful and cannot be caught. That's kind of stupid. Work alongside your base pals to take. So the altar can be put in your base, or it has to be put in your base. But these raid boss pals can just destroy your whole fucking base. That's terrible. That's absolutely fucking terrible.
I like that though because it keeps the game interesting. It's kind of like in Minecraft, like you're building your favorite house. You turn around and you hear a fucking tss, and you're like fuck,
Yeah.
and your whole fucking base blows up.
Or you.
If you're next to a chest with your most important resources, creeper blows up and takes all of it. That's why I play on Infinite Worlds, man.
Yeah.
Some people are like, "Oh, Infinite Worlds are too much." Like, no, like you fuck one area up, just move on to the next.
Yeah.
How are you going that way? Go that way.
Who knows?
The light is over there. Ah.
Yeah, it's pal eggs can drop now. The extreme version of the raid boss is incredibly powerful and difficult to defeat. Not if you got a fucking rocket launcher that hits for fucking 10,000 damage per shot.
Was the rocket launcher always in the game?
Yeah.
I've just never reached that.
Yeah,
I think the max level I've reached was like 32, 34.
I think it's level like 45 and
Did they
above.
add did they add more max? Like is the level cap higher?
Still 50. I know. You still can't get to the tree.
Dude, Ark Survival, which by the way is like they obviously borrowed from that.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure in Ark Survival it goes up to like fucking like 200 or something. Like
What's
you
the-
still keep unlocking stuff.
It's like Fallout
less, but
76. Like there is no level cap in 76.
there's probably at this point people at level 1000 or some shit.
Dude, when I logged in for the first time,
Kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5.
I still have that fucking sticky shit on me from that fucking K-tape. Sorry.
You're
Fucking.
good.
I was like scratching. I was like,
Autism.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, the update's good. Kayla and I played it for a little bit, but I'm just like, I want more. I want to go to that tree finally. Still can't go to the tree. They didn't add the new pals because I think of the whole lawsuit thing that's gonna be going on here soon. But
Is it actually gonna happen?
I don't know.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, probably, but
It's similar, but like I feel like Pokemon is so big and widely known that kids care more about Pokemon than they do Pal World. Like,
mhm.
why does Nintendo care? They're called pals. I get it. Like a lot of it. The only thing that I would see as an issue, which I think didn't we talk about this in our first episode about Power World and like the
Yeah,
lawsuit and thing and whatnot. I feel like the only thing that Pokemon can actually like say this needs changed is the fact that we do use Pal spheres, and it's kind of similar to
yeah, but
Pokemon in a way.
I don't think Pokemon necessarily like created the whole capture sphere thing.
No, I mean, like, and we were talking about Dragon Quest
Yeah.
on how Pokemon very clearly took inspiration from that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Like
But
everybody takes inspiration from everything. It's like just let
yeah,
them go.
nothing at this point, especially with like the industry, just industry as a whole, being a thing since like what the 20s, 30s. You know, it started with like music, and then it moved on to more like
Advanced type
advanced
shit.
stuff,
Yeah.
like cinematics and whatever. You can't really do anything original at this point. I mean, look at music. For us, we have plenty of times where we write a song and the entire time we're like, why does this sound so good, but also so familiar?
Yeah.
And then you come to find out you just without even trying, even if the chords the structure is you made it on your own, you weren't listening to music and got inspired and wrote a song off of whatever inspired you. You can't write chords in a brand new order.
Yeah.
Everything's already been fucking used. So like there's plenty of times where we'll write stuff and it's way too similar. Then what? We're gonna fear that a band is gonna reach out and be like, "You just completely ripped off our song." No, it's not easy to write a structure brand new. What's that 121 Pilots lyric? I wish I wrote some chords in an order that is new. Because there's no you can't nothing's original.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, like it comes to a certain extent, like Power World. Yeah, that's it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But
like they even came out and said that most of that was kind of AI generated anyway.
AI generated, and didn't they like do polls and like asked people like if we were to make a game, what would you think was cool? And like most of the kids were like just drawing like Pokemon
Yeah.
with guns,
That was,
which is like kind of like kids are drawing
yeah.
these
It's
guns.
like, hey, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I like Power World.
I do too.
I like
really
it a
do.
lot. It's a lot of fun. Do you want to know what game I love more? Helldivers 2.
It's
So good, dude. Okay, I've not had this much fun since Halo Reach.
it's good, man.
Halo 3, Halo Reach, back when like online game, Modern Warfare 2, like when the online gaming was at its peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all bullied each other, but it was all out of love. Like
Sometimes.
most
Yeah.
of the time. I mean, you would shit talk each other, then you end up in the actual lobby, and then you just end up talking.
Yeah.
Half of my friends that I got through Xbox or PlayStation was because we were shit talking at first, and then they ended up becoming your best friend, and then they end up saying like, "Hey, you getting on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting on." And
Yeah.
we fucking play the same game and just shit talk each other the entire time. Nowadays, it's just shit talking and actually like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
You can't make friends. But on Helldivers, I haven't had a bad experience with anybody.
It's so good.
Even if they have their mics muted, they'll use emotes and like the whole pinging. I love how games are implementing pinging.
Yeah.
It's so important. And like that's just how you communicate with one another. It's so much fun. So much fun. Like you don't need friends to play the game. You don't need friends to play the game necessarily. You can just join lobbies and hope that they don't boot you out.
Yeah.
That's the only shitty thing. But like you can find so many people in that game. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm veering off topic here though.
No,
We're
it's
talking about
cool.
mental health.
No, honestly there wasn't really much about that to really hit on because it's like I can sit here and talk about it all day of how the state of the world's got everything all fucked up and
Yeah.
there's some health shit going on with me too that's kind of, and I've told you about it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a big scare for me. and it's something that's been heavy on my mind a lot. And I told, like, Kat knows, Kayla knows. I just told my parents last night, and my mom was like freaking the fuck out the whole time. But I'm like, chill out. I need to go get this tested first before I know for sure about what's going on.
He might have AIDS. It may or may not be my fault. I'm kidding. I'm not. This is serious. I shouldn't be joking.
No, it's okay. But like, I have to stay lighthearted about it too, because I can't just sit here and live in constant fear of what ifs. Like,
Yeah.
I can't let this cripple me. I have to move on and get it taken care of and figure out what exactly is going on with me. And that's been a lot of the issue too, that like I haven't been as active in certain areas as I'd like to be, or like even around the house. Like I got up this morning and actually felt good for once and was like, I'm going to clean up the house a little bit and get some shit done before everybody comes over. But I was telling Kayla that last night. It's like, it just sucks, man. And like, I'll say it now. You guys are gonna eventually have to find out anyway, and don't freak out too early when I say this. But I went to get my eyes examined. They found what they call bear tracks on the back of my eyes that are essentially freckles. And the doctor's like, everybody has some freckles on the back of their eyes. And I kind of looked at him. He's like, but the fact that yours are so close together is kind of concerning. So I was like, okay, what's that mean? He's like, well, let me see if I can find the one term that he used.
Do you still have the wristband on from last night?
I do. It's not coming off until it just falls off. That's what these things do. You just keep them on until they fall off.
I got home and I was just like,
how do you spell this word? I spell polyp.
OSTEOPOR.
Oh, here it goes.
OSIS.
It's called Familia adenomatous polyps. They call it FAP for short, which is fucking hilarious to me. So
yeah, you got a lot of freckles on the back of your eye. You might want to stop.
Yeah, fapping. So essentially what it is your colon, it looks like a fucking, it's very smooth, right? Your colon's smooth and rigid, but these freckles on the back of your eyes cause you to have tiny little polyps all over your colon. And most of the time, these polyps are harmless, but over time, they can form into colon cancer. So I went to the retina specialist, got everything looked at, got everything checked out. He said, on my end, everything looks okay. They put these fucking iodine drops in to expand the blood vessels of my eyes to make sure it doesn't leak, do all this other shit. Yeah. He's like, everything looks okay, but I want you to go get a colonoscopy done. Because there is some other things that I'm seeing that kind of concern me a little bit, to make it out to seem like I could potentially have colon cancer at 32 years old. And it's fucking terrifying, Ben, to think about that.
I don't want to lose my best friend to butt cancer.
It sucks. And I've known about this since
about a month ago. More than that?
It's been since September, dude. I haven't told anybody. Kale's the only one that knows.
Why have you been holding it off so long?
I'm scared.
Well,
I'm genuinely...
You gotta tackle it quick.
I know, but I'm genuinely
Cancer spreads, man.
Fucking scared to go to the doctors about this.
Cancer spreads. You got people around you that love and care about you.
I know, man.
Going back to the mental health thing, you can't sit here and shut yourself down because that's the thing is like you have depression, anxiety, the everything going on with the cost of living, the economy sucking, and how we're just barely getting by making the kind of money we're making, which is good money,
Yeah.
but 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But don't shut yourself down and stop taking care of yourself out of fear. You still have health insurance.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. I don't have health insurance because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Our job is fucking stupid and doesn't offer it. We have to get it through our contractor, and even then, it's not great. But you have health insurance. Now is the time
Yeah.
to get your booty checked and get whatever this is resolved because no one is going to be happy to hear that you have terminal butt cancer.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And like luckily and the optimistic thought in my head about this whole thing is like God forbid whatever you like whoever whatever you believe in, if it does come out that I do have cancer, I'm hoping that they catch it early enough that it's contained within my colon and not to other areas.
Well, it's like we were talking about this the one time. It's the most survivable cancer.
There's
It
like a
contains
98% survival rate if you catch it in the first 2 stages of it. And what they do
there's no way you're more than if you did have it. There's no way if you found out by September. There's no freaking way
no.
that it's at stage 3 or stage 4.
Because what happens is when you find out about it, and it takes about 10 to 12 years to get very bad. And I'm only let's go worst case. I do have it. I'm 2 years in. I still got 10 more years in a sense till it gets bad, but I need to get it taken care of first. But again, I'm terrified. I don't have any history of that in my family, at least that I know of. The only thing I have history of in my family is being an absolute fucking psychotic asshole. But it's like I've known since September, and there's very few people in my life that know about this. And this will go up to hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. But my community, my friends mean a lot to me, and it's something that has been eating me away for a long time.
And at the same time, you should use that as a motivation, but you should also do this for yourself.
Yeah.
You need to love yourself enough to be able to want to go through with treatment, get yourself taken care of.
Yeah.
Because we love you, and you need to love yourself.
And that's one thing I haven't been doing lately is loving myself.
And
it's just
that's understandable
because of the whole state of the world and the whole state of everything. Like, I'm tired of waking up and dealing with the same mundane shit all the fucking time. I wake up, I drive to work, I work for fucking 8 hours a day, I come home, I get changed, I get a shower, I eat dinner, and I go back to sleep. Like, we don't do anything. Granted, I stream 3 days a week, which is nice. It keeps the blood flowing, it keeps everything moving. But it's like I'm ready for a career change. But I just don't know what said career change is going to be yet. I'd like to step into management where we're at. But again, like I said to you on Friday, who knows how long that's going to fucking take.
Or last.
Yeah. But
the way I look at life, especially with ADHD, I think that once I have a task given to me,
that's fucking burnt.
it's burnt.
Yeah.
I tried to take a hit, and it's...
I don't know why. I just fucking put this in like 3 days ago.
Well, we can stop after this episode if you want.
I have more. I have a whole pack that I bought.
Yeah, I need to, babe. Mine exploded, which is why I'm using convenience store fucking bullshit. But I take everything I do in my life one step at a time.
Yeah.
Like, I owe money to the IRS, first time ever. And I've been paying taxes since I was 18.
Yeah.
No. 17. Maybe 16 or 17. Probably 18, I think. But this is the first year I've ever owed taxes. And it's like $1,400 of taxes. And my heart dropped.
I'm sure.
But not only do I have that on my mind, yesterday with the shows are important. I mean, whether it's a freaking bar or a festival, whatever we play, every show is important. You should always give it your all.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't make any phone calls on the weekend because they're fucking closed, So, like, I figure why not just forget that I owe those taxes for now, do this. Once that's over, I got the podcast. Let's do the podcast. And then after the podcast, we got work the next day.
Yeah.
Let me get work over with and then call. And then get that handled. It's a one step at a time thing. And I think right now, instead of job searching, instead of worrying about what's next, instead of creating a massive anxiety attack for yourself, one thing at a time. Pick whatever it is you find most important. Don't think about the other don't forget about them, but don't think about those other things.
Yeah.
Don't let it affect your mood. Don't beat yourself up over any of it. Take it step by step. Do it one at a time. And as your friend who cares, I think that you need to get your fucking shit together.
Yeah.
And go get your booty fondled and checked.
Yeah.
Because whether you want to admit it or not, you seem embarrassed by the fact that you're 32 and might have butt cancer.
It's not even an embarrassed fact. It's the fact that...
I need to stop calling it butt cancer. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's the fact, too, you might want to move up just a hair.
Move up?
Yeah. But it's the fact that, like, if I do have it, it's the fact that I know what I ate growing up has a big contribution to that. And that's, again, aside of this whole mental health thing, that the government's slowly trying to kill us with the foods that they're giving us.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, who the fuck can afford to go out and buy all natural ingredients of fruit anymore?
Well, even then, it's super processed.
Yeah.
You buy organic foods, look at the freaking nutritional facts on the back. It's just nothing but, like, salt, fucking... It's all processed.
You want to see something crazy? So there's this app that I recently downloaded called... It's called Yuka. Yuka. Essentially what you do is you go in, you find a food item, you find hair care products, skin products, you scan it, and it tells you from a scale of 0 to 100 how good this is for you. This is all the shit that I've scanned. Just at the store, not what I eat.
Okay, so coffee creamer, International Delight, bad.
And you can click on
Triple
it too.
Repair conditioner, bad. Triple Repair shampoo. So the shampoo is poor. So it's better than your conditioner.
That's the shit that I bought at said...
Kyle, why do you got lube and like condoms and shit?
Oh,
shit.
Bro. Okay. So I have lube and we scanned it.
Oh, for the butt stuff, right? The butt cancer?
Yeah.
yeah.
We scanned it, and surprisingly, that shit's good for, like, good to use. There's no additives. There's no...
I mean, I assume lube isn't really... I feel like
you have Astroglide, you have KY, you have other shit, but this shit is, like, I'll spend the money on this expensive shit.
I may have laughed, but no judgment. I should not have called you out on podcasts like that.
Listen, man, I have a sex life. You have a sex life, right? Sometimes when
you have a sex life?
Sometimes. Whatever. Sometimes
we have. No, I'm just kidding.
But like, we'll get TMI for a second.
What?
Sometimes when you get in the mood to do things, you're not quite juiced up, she's not quite juiced up, so you need a little a little something to get the juices flowing, you know?
Fuck. Gillette Arctic Ice. That's deodorant, right?
Yeah.
Pour. Also, I'm just now learning it looks like Old Spice. Anything Old Spice
So, like,
is rated good.
Let me show you this.
Baja Blast is bad. Yeah, that's
Oh,
all
yeah.
sugar. It's
So, like,
all sugar.
We'll do.
I don't drink soda. Soda's fucking nasty.
So let's go. We'll go to the coffee creamer. So you can click it, right? It says it's an 8 out of 100.
That's awful. Why does it not say awful, not bad?
And then you go to additives.
Or why doesn't it say awful?
There's 3 hazardous, 1 moderate, and 1 limited risk additive in here. So you go more info. We'll go to the 3 hazardous, the dipotassium phosphate. Phosphates contain phosphorus, a chemical element that is essential to the body. Excess phosphorus can disrupt bone mineralization, damage to the kidneys, and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and breast cancer. That's one of them. Carrageenan, whatever. Extracted from red seaweed, are used as gelling and thickening agents. They break down into compounds classified as possible carcinogenic to humans. And this is the shit that we're putting in our bodies every fucking day.
Can I see it again?
But you can click on them and it'll tell you what they're out of.
So I'm curious as to why some of these that you scanned, you already knew the answer. You were just curious. Like Baja Blast, we all know that's awful for you.
Absolutely.
Dreamies cream-filled cakes, obviously bad.
Yeah.
Purified water says excellent, but I think that depends on the water because there's a lot of water out there that they have chemicals inside.
Well, that's
of.
this water.
Sweet. Why is Gamer Subs not rated?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Just that flavor wasn't.
Yeah. See, and this is another thing. Like Gatorade, and all Gatorades says that they're awful, they're bad. Why are we feeding that shit to athletes?
So
And also, why are we paying athletes $20 million a year? That's
the problem with Gatorade too is that what people don't realize is too much electrolyte can cause damage to the enamel of your teeth.
This doesn't surprise me either. Celsius, poor.
Yeah.
People are claiming that Celsius is so good for you. It's not.
But like I can go through and scan everything in this house to see what it does or what. Do I have anything close by? I don't.
Scan your vape juice. It'll say poor. Or no,
There's
it'll
no
say
barcode
bad.
on it.
There's no barcode. Scan one of your pops. It'll say they're poor. You shouldn't eat that.
So it does, but it's cool too because it'll give you recommendations on what to use.
Oh, cool. So if you scan something, it'll bring up similar items
Right.
that are either just as bad or good. Right?
Yeah. But like, so for Baja Blast, you replace it with Olipop, which I actually
Strawberry
really
vanilla
like.
sparkling tonic.
Which I actually really
Oh,
like.
if they put tonic in it, that makes me think of like Red Dead Redemption 2 when you drink miracle tonics and then you're like invincible for like an hour.
But it's cool shit though, man. And you know, I want to be more mindful and more cognizant of like what I'm putting in my body.
And this is the crazy thing. Like you're saying that I'm still far back again. Jesus,
That's okay.
I need to stop scooting back. But I think that like there's so many different possibilities you could talk about. Like we're a free country, so like obviously we can't exactly make all these bad things for us illegal.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I'm pretty sure, do we have people in this that are viewing right now that are probably in like the UK or Europe
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they like ban sugar, right? Like I'm pretty sure the UK they don't really have
High fructose corn syrup is what a
fucking-
lot of places ban.
Yeah, exactly. So like obviously that would be a big solution for us, but being a free country, it's kind of hard to not, you know, we can't ban that. I mean, it would go against, you know, our what is it, our amendments.
You know-
but like what I'm trying to say is like I think the biggest solution is we need to start teaching in schools like nutrition and whatnot. I wish I was taught that because first off, I mean, it's my own damn fault, but I mean, just last year around this time, actually, I got a kidney stone,
Yeah, I
and it was
remember
the
that.
worst experience of my life. Ever since then, I drink maybe one soda every month or 2 months. I don't drink soda at all, you know, and like I've noticed that like I just, especially being a delivery driver, not having a lot of time to stop or anything.
Yeah, I wish we would do that.
We ban cancerous things. Yeah. I wish we did, but we don't. Because that's what we were saying is like the government, like what's that story you had where if you want to talk about that quick, like the isn't there a man in was it Lancaster?
Oh yeah, yeah. So the Amish gentleman, Amos,
Yes.
and that's like a world known thing. Like, well, not world, but like
Well, I was about to say because when you told me about it, it's the first time I heard about it.
countrywide. Like
Heard about it. I can't speak English.
some of the guys that are usually in here with chat actually brought it up and knew him by name, but he was an Amish farmer and he was growing everything organically, all natural foods, raw milk, which is actually a lot better for you than pasteurized milk. The fucking FDA came in, raided this guy's house, took all of his shit, and threw him in jail. But he has some of the best lawyers that you can get because he knew that this day was coming. They've been going after this guy for fucking years.
Yeah.
And finally they were like, "You know what? We're just going to show up and fucking raid this dude's house." And it's like, "Bro, what?
I mean, good thing he was lawyered up though.
Oh, dude, he's been lawyered up since."
And he's still fighting this shit, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand how so many people are all about, America sometimes, like as if they care about us, the lower class.
They don't.
It's such an elitist country, and we're slowly moving towards a dictatorship, whether people see that or not. Doesn't matter what president. And I'm not trying to get political. Like I just personally think
It goes
that
back to the whole conspiracy things we were talking about with the Illuminati and the fucking Bilderberg and
yeah,
that one world power that's controlling everything else around us. Like, we can sit here and bitch at the presidents all we want, but it's
yeah.
those fucking elite freaks.
And it's like we're so brainwashed by our own government into believing that we have one of the best economies in the world. No, the hell we don't. You look at anybody else, any European country, any foreign country, their view on America is I'm going to stay as far away from that land as I can because it is fucking corrupt bad here. So bad. It gets worse and worse and worse. And all of the older generations from back when it was, I'm not going to sit here and say it was a better time. It wasn't. There was a lot of shit going on back
It was
then.
better than now.
Times are so different though that like I feel like you can't really compare other than like data we've collected over the span of 100 years. Like I feel like right now, like a lot of people are comparing right now to the Great Depression and saying it's worse now than it was. I don't believe that. I'm still making ends meet. I mean, I'm not doing great. A lot of us aren't doing great, but I wouldn't say it's a Great Depression.
Well, my grandmother was still alive. She was alive during the Great Depression, and she would tell me stories all the time of like the absolute struggles. Like, they'd go 4 or 5 days without eating anything before they finally
Well, yeah. I
got
mean, you
something.
look at the pictures during the Great Depression. Everyone was thinner than me, and I'm thin.
Dick thin, dude.
I'm thin.
Yeah.
So, but I just think that I don't know. Like, what's your take on that? Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm all over the place.
we both are. Today was a very like
This
emotional
is a
up and
very
down.
this is a very dysfunctional episode.
Yeah, and that's
But
fine.
I'm okay with that because that's
Whatever.
why we're dysfunctional. Dysfunctional
Fun.
without the T, right?
See,
C. It's fun.
this fun.
Funkin.
Wait, was it the C or the T?
Is the T
It
because
was, no, it was the C because I fucking spelled it wrong up there
no
too.
dysfunctional. Yeah, dysfunctional.
Yeah, so there's the T but no C.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I just You know why there's no cure for cancer?
There is a cure.
You know why they haven't released a cure, I should say. It's a
It's
multi-dollar
multi-billion,
industry.
trillion, honestly.
Way to get money out of people.
Yeah, and I think that the best way to avoid cancer is your greens. Anything that's natural and green.
Yeah.
Anything that comes from the earth that is just purely organic, not touched by man, is the healthier stuff that we should be consuming. It's gonna, because cancer is essentially, you know, the mutation of your cells,
Yeah.
and they just spread. You know, you start getting like tumors, you start, you know, things don't function the way they should, they get weak. I feel like if we're filling our bodies with the correct things, you know, like our greens, that's the man-made cure for it, you know.
The problem I have though with that is at this point I don't even think the stuff that's naturally grown is good anymore. Because of the shit that they spray, the pesticides, the insecticides.
Yeah, Earth is dying.
And even if they don't spray that stuff and you get the all natural way, the fucking chemtrails they spray in the sky, it's aluminum, it's fucking fiberglass.
See, but I thought that was illegal. I thought they don't do that anymore.
Absolutely,
they did
they
that
do.
in the what was it? My dad's old, so back in the 70s or 80s, you know, with the whole like they were trying to kill off all pests like roaches, mosquitoes, bed bugs, all kinds of everything. And I thought he told me that was made illegal because it was causing lots of cancer. Like cancer rates skyrocketed.
No, the chemtrails are still a thing, man. If you see the planes flying with the fucking white trails that don't
I've never seen one in person.
dissipate.
You're telling me they do that around here?
Dude, they do it everywhere. You'll see fucking grid patterns of them flying. And essentially what it is when they spray this stuff, it expands out into the sky. And have you ever seen the really thin, wispy clouds? That's what it is. They're not clouds.
I thought
Fucking
that was
chemicals
just,
that
I
they
thought that
spray.
was just a natural. Like I thought that's just how it works up in the sky. Is that really?
Absolutely. Chemtrails are 100% a real thing.
They're poisoning us.
They are.
They're poisoning.
And you know what's crazy too is they, yeah, right there. Perfect example. Have you seen the sky ever look like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. These planes that fly that have.
That's why the fucking Earth, like from satellite mode, is just getting less and less green.
Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Why do people love this idea of killing all plants around their house and just having like bright green grass? The Earth is supposed to have more than that. I sound like such a green thumb, but I'm serious.
I'm gonna throw something at you that you're gonna sit here and be like, "Wow, I never thought of that."
I probably have.
In the last, we'll say the last 5 years,
Yes.
what are the primary colors that you see? Mainly.
Oh, fucking brown and green. That's all I see around here.
You see the blacks, colors, not.
Stop.
But you see the color black. You see the grays. You see whites. You see hints of green on certain signs.
Are you? Oh, so you're not talking about Earth in general.
I'm just
You're
saying
talking about everything.
When you're so when we leave
Yeah.
the warehouse in the terminal, let's say 5 of the main colors you see, whether it's cars, whether it's signs,
yeah, it's dark colors like
Dark
black,
color. Gray, white,
Gray, white.
some greens.
no color to it. Like all
Every
our
fi-
favorite like fast food restaurants from when we were kids were bright and colorful and made you as a kid excited to go to those places.
Yeah.
Like why the hell did McDonald's McDonald?
McDonald's.
How do you English? What is wrong with me today? McDonald's went from like this cute little red hut with this giant golden arch on it, and you go in and it's so colorful.
to a shitty
To
gray
a fucking
outside.
gray outside. You go on the inside and it's just black and gray.
Yep.
Why?
Everything.
It's a freaking fast food restaurant that sells kids meals specifically for children, and it's like you're bringing children into like such a dark, not colorful area. But why?
The fucking McDonald's here down the road. they used to have a GameCube in there. They used to have a Nintendo 64 in there. They had Hamburglar. They had Grimace.
Chuck E. Cheese
Chuck
taking
E.
out their whole freaking play area, and like it's just an arcade place now
Yep.
where you can get pizza. They took out the animatronics in
Mhm.
there.
Trust me, I deliver to that one every
I
day.
know.
I walk in, I'm
Why?
so depressed.
Why? Like, I envy. I envy the generations that were able to experience that, go into adulthood, and raise their kid getting to experience those things.
Yeah.
Because now our generation, you know, you're 32, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm 25. So you take our generation, for instance, like we grew up with that, and then the moment we became adults, it was taken away.
Everything.
And it's the weirdest transition for a generation to go through because it goes from like the happiest times when you're a kid to basically the collapse of our economy. You know, the cost of living is so bad right now, and then all the colors are being taken away from us. And then you bring up depression as a topic, and people are still judged for it.
Absolutely.
You know, and I get.
Men more so than women. Men's mental health is not taken as serious as it needs to be.
Well, no, because we're supposed to be the breadwinners, right?
22 a day. 22 suicides a day.
We're supposed to be the breadwinners. No, 22 a day is the veteran rate. It's way
Right.
more than that. It's way more than that.
You know what? Let's see this.
But while you're looking that up, like, basically what I'm saying is like we had all this stuff taken from us, and now we're sent out into this world unprepared. Everything around us is being taken that makes us happy, and we're just supposed to like go along with it.
132 a day.
Worldwide or a day?
A day.
That's not a problem to the government though, because
Absolutely not.
The
It's their way of
population level is like steady for the most part. I feel like at this point, everybody I know is having like 3 kids, so I feel like if anything, it's just still going up. But
let me see here. Here's a statistic. And don't worry, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, we're not talking about this in a sense of it's something we're going to do. It's strictly a statistical thing, so don't fucking take anything away from me, you pieces of shit. Suicide is the 11th leading cause of death in the U.S. alone. 2021, 50,000 Americans died by suicide
50,000 in 2021
in a year.
in a year.
2021,
And
there
you know
were
what's crazy? A lot of us know. Like
I
like,
was one of them,
I
and that's successful.
my our singer in our band lost
Yeah.
his best friend
Yeah.
to suicide, and we wrote a song about it. And every time we play that song and we sing it, he like cried. Did you see him last night?
Yeah.
He started messing up at the end because he's choking up. Like it's hard, man. It's so hard to lose somebody close to you that matters.
Ready for this? This is gonna fuck you up.
Get your
2021
butt checked out, man. I don't want to lose you.
2021, 1.70 million suicide attempts.
Those are attempts. Like not even like
50,000 of those were successful. It's crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy to think about. And to think in 2021, I was one of those attempts. It's men died by suicide 4 times more than women. And that goes back to the whole we need to normalize men talking about their issues.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's why we're here talking about it.
On average, 132 a day. White men account for 70% of suicides. Firearms accounted for 55% of all suicides. 94% of adults surveyed in the U.S. think suicides can be prevented, and they can. But the problem is we don't have people out there that want to fucking help men.
No.
Because we're men. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be the backbone of everything.
Yeah, and I consider you and I very lucky to have the people we have in our lives.
Without a doubt, dude.
Like Kathleen, like my girlfriend, she is the first and only woman I've ever been with where I don't have to say I'm going through something. I don't have to say I'm depressed. I don't have to say. She just knows. You know, we'll get home from work. I'll go to the bedroom, get out of my work clothes, change, go out to the couch, and just sit on the couch and stare at a wall or stare at my phone. She just knows. Yep. She knows I'm going through something internal. And she'll come up to me all the time, sit next to me, and put her hand on mine and say, like, do you want to watch something? Do you want to do something together? And if I say no, she lets me be in my own head for a little bit because that's what I need.
She doesn't pry.
I need to be able to process my emotions before I want to talk about them. And then when I'm ready to talk about them, if she's on her phone and I go up to her and I'm ready to talk, immediately locks her phone, puts it away without, she doesn't put it anywhere close. It's not within arm's reach. She sits and listens to me, whatever I have to say. Yeah. And vice versa. I do it for her too.
It's crazy, man. Kayla and I do the same thing.
We need to have some kind of support system for like men going through shit. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of like the social, the problems we have in the media, you go into comments of something controversial, it's mostly men shit talking the entire time. And like we can sit here and scream and yell at them. Well, technically, type
keyboard
back
warriors.
to them, keyboard warriors. But like, I just think those people that get like that are also struggling, and obviously they're just projecting their anger and frustration out on stupid shit they probably barely know enough about. They just have their opinion of it and throw it out there.
And opinions
they probably
are fine.
have this, and they probably have those opinions that are, let's just say, incorrect. But like, we need support systems for people like that too. People that just they can't wrap their head around, facts, or if they disagree with them, which you can disagree with it, but like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but we just need a support system, make people feel like they matter no matter what. And I feel like we'll just be a world where we can work together more and get along better. And
listen, for anybody sitting here watching this, whether it's a man, a woman, whether you're transitioning, whatever, just know that you have a place in this world. You always will have a place in this world. This is why I do what I do, and I have these conversations, and I want to be the voice of reason for the people that can't have a voice for themselves. Because realistically, at 32 years old, I feel like I've been through more shit at 32 than most 50-year-olds have. And, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. I stream 3 days a week, Wednesday, 3 days every other week. Wednesday, Saturdays, and Sundays. You can find me at twitch.tv/thesteelnation, where you're watching this live, or after the fact on YouTube. Or you can find us at the Dysfunctional Postgame on YouTube. Like, my comments, my chat is always welcoming. We do have fun. We have some shit talking moments, but all in all, 95% of my community is aware that, like, we all go through shit. And even if I'm in the middle of something, playing a game or whatever, or these podcasts where I don't talk for an hour to chat, like, you have people in this community that care, and that will always care. We'll give you a hard time. We'll give you, a little bit of shit here and there. But overall, like, this is the safe space I've created for over 4 years. And we are 4 days away, as a matter of fact, from it being my 4-year anniversary on Twitch of having my sub button. So keep in the works with that too.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yes. For the people on YouTube, make sure, you know, you comment, you like the video, you subscribe, because these come out every single Sunday.
And feel free to comment, give your opinions, and maybe we'll dedicate an episode to
Just strictly the comments.
strictly the comments.
Yeah.
You know, anything's possible with the dysfunctional podcast.
Yeah. But that's the wrap up point. Like I said, you can follow me at the Steel Nation on Twitch. You can follow the YouTube channel on TikTok. Well, you can follow the YouTube channel. You can also follow the Dysfunctional Post Game on TikTok and Instagram. You can find this beautiful man in my house. Or
I sleep on his couch.
yeah, the couch that looks like a dick.
I don't sleep on that one. I sleep I sleep.
I sleep. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this Sunday again, and we'll be back next Sunday. Bang!